So you've just taken a buzz-filled journey with The Beekeeper, starring our favorite action hero turned bee enthusiast, Jason Statham. But let's dive deeper into the hive and extract the sweet nectar of this cinematic experience, shall we? First off, let's give credit where credit is due. Statham's portrayal of a retired beekeeper dragged back into the action-packed world of crime is as entertaining as it is unexpected. I mean, who knew beekeeping could be so badass? Statham's stoic presence adds a layer of intrigue to the character, but it also leaves us wanting a bit more personality. Sure, he's got the punches down pat, but a few more witty one-liners wouldn't sting, you know. Now, on to the villains. Josh Hutcherson's performance as the main antagonist is a pleasant surprise. His portrayal of a tech-savvy scammer adds a modern twist to the classic action movie villain trope. Plus, his comedic timing brings some much-needed levity to the film. But let's not overlook the fact that the bee puns are a bit, well, forced. We get it. It's called The Beekeeper. But do we really need a pun every 5 minutes? Let's comb through the dialogue and trim the excess honey, shall we? As for the action sequences, they're there. Don't get me wrong, there are some thrilling moments that'll have you on the edge of your seat. But for every pulse-pounding elevator brawl, there's a lackluster car chase that feels like it was ripped straight from an 80s action flick. And while we're on the topic of nostalgia, let's address the elephant in the room. The John Wick comparisons. Yes, The Beekeeper shares some similarities with everyone's favorite dog-loving hitman, but it lacks the finesse and originality that made the Wick franchise so iconic. Perhaps a bit more hive-minded creativity in the action department would have set this film apart from the swarm of generic action movies. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. Despite its shortcomings, The Beekeeper has the potential to blossom into a full-fledged franchise. Picture this: The Beekeeper 2, The Hive Strikes Back. In this sequel, our intrepid hero finds himself facing off against a new breed of cybernetic bees, controlled by a megalomaniacal villain, hell-bent on world domination. Okay, maybe that's a bit too far-fetched, but you get the idea. With the right direction and a bit more buzzworthy creativity, The Beekeeper could become the next big thing in action cinema. So in conclusion, The Beekeeper is a mixed bag of honey and vinegar. It's got its moments of sweetness, but it also leaves a bit of a sour taste in your mouth. Still, if you're in the mood for some mindless action with a side of bee puns, it's worth a watch. Just don't expect it to be the bee's knees of action cinema. And remember, be yourself, folks.